Okay, so today we are also still talking about factoring, but guess what? We're going to start incorporating those greatest common factors. So remember how I said that you're going to look for greatest common factors. So if I have 2x squared minus 14x plus 20. So your first thing you're going to look for is a greatest common factor. And so hopefully you can see that there is a 2 that each one of these share. So if I factor that 2 out, right, because I have a 2, we have 2 times 1. We have a negative 14. Well, you have 2 times negative 7. And then we have a 20, and we have a 2 and a 10. So they all share a 2. So if I divide that 2 out, which is a greatest common factor, we end up with x squared minus 7x plus 10. And now this greatest common factor, we're going to call it GCF. It stays there. Don't let it disappear. Now I'm going to have my trinomial turn into 2 binomials. So we're going to start our process all over again. How do I get x squared? Well, x times x. 2 numbers I multiply together to get 10. Well, I have 10 and 1, and I have negative 10 and negative 1. I have 2 and 5 and negative 2 and negative 5. And then I want to look to see those 2 numbers that add up to equal a negative 7. So hopefully you chose negative 2 and negative 5. As a double check, remember you multiply the inside terms and then the outside terms, and then you add them together, and we get negative 7x. And that is my answer in factored form. Okay, so you have several that are having this greatest common factor, so make sure you double check with that and make sure you always factor that out and keep that greatest common factor on the outside. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about today is what happens when my a value is no longer 1. So we've been having all of these where your a x squared, this a value plus bx plus c, this a value has been 1, right? We've been right into 2 binomials and we have x times x. But now we're going to get where we try to factor out the greatest common factor and we still end up with a number in front with our ax squared, like this 4. So we have plus 4x minus 2. Actually, I'm sorry, it's going to be minus 3. And so then we're going to look for greatest common factor. There isn't one, so I'm going to factor into 2 binomials. And then how can I get 4x squared? Now this one is going to be a little more difficult because I can 4x times 1x, or I can say 2x times 2x. So we're going to first start with our 2x times 2x, okay? Then 2 numbers that I multiply together to get negative 3. Well, I have negative 3 and 1, or I have 3 and negative 1. Those are my only options. And we're just going to plug them in. So I have a negative 3 and a positive 1. Let's check this out. So we have negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. And then I have 2x times 1 is 2x. If I add these together, I get negative 4x. That is not a positive 4x. So stop the video and what do you think we have to do? Hopefully you said we're going to change our signs. This is going to be a positive 3 and this is going to be a negative 1. So if I multiply from here to here, this becomes a positive 6, and multiply from the outside, this becomes a negative 2. Add these together and I get a positive 4, and that is my answer. Okay, so then you're going to also look for your greatest common factor today with the a value, that ax squared, right? This value plus bx plus c, where a cannot equal a negative number. So that's also going to factor out a greatest common factor of a negative number. So if I give you an example and I said negative 2x squared minus x plus 6. When I look at this, you cannot have this negative right here. So we're going to factor out a negative 1 as your greatest common factor. This is your GCF. So that means, remember, I'm dividing that negative 1 out. I'm getting rid of it. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 is a positive 2x squared. A negative 1x divided by negative 1 is a positive 1x. And a positive 6 divided by a negative 1 is a negative 6. And then now we're going to take our trinomial and turn it into 2 binomials. So ask yourself, how do I get 2x squared? Well, 2x times 1x, right? 2x times 1x. That's the only way. And then ask yourself, two numbers I can multiply together to get negative 6? Well, I have negative 1 and 6, or I have 1 and negative 6, or I have 2 and negative 3, or I have negative 2 and a positive 3. And so then you're just going to kind of double check, like, how do I make this when I multiply from here to here, multiply from here to here, and I add these two numbers together? I have to have a positive 1x. So just kind of stop and pick and decide what you want to do. So if I want to do, let's just say a 2 and a negative 3, I'm going to put a positive 2 here and a negative 3 here. If I multiply from here to here, I get 2x. If I multiply from here to here, I get negative 6x. If I add them together, I am not going to get a positive 1x. I will actually get 2x minus 6x. I'd get negative 4x. So that is not going to work, right? So I'm going to actually erase that. Erase all of this. We're going to start it over, right? Start it all over. Now, it doesn't mean, though, I can't use the negative 3 and the 2, because remember what happens is I could move the negative 3 over here and a positive 2 over here, right? So I could say from here to here, this is negative 3x. From here to here is a positive 4x. Oh, I add them together, I am going to get 1x as a positive. And so this is my answer. So remember, your GCF has to stay on the outside with your answer. Okay, so let's look at another one. Let's say I have negative 3x squared minus 4x minus 1. Okay, we're going to factor out our greatest. Can't have this negative, so we're going to factor out a negative 1. And when I do that, remember, that's taking it out. You're taking that negative 1 out. And it's staying to the outside. So this is my GCF. So negative 3 divided by negative 1 is a positive 3x squared, and a positive 4x, and a positive 1. And now I have a trinomial, so I'm going to turn that trinomial into two binomials. How do I get 3x squared? Well, 3x times 1x. Then how do I get a positive 1? Well, there's only one way. Positive 1 and 1, or a negative 1 and a negative 1. So I'm going to look at doing positive 1 and positive 1. So if I try positive 1, multiply from here to here, I get 1x. Multiply from here to here, I get 3x. Add them together, and I get 4x. So this is my answer. Okay, let's look at another one. So let's say I have 5x squared plus 12x minus 9. So look for your greatest common factor. There isn't one this time because this is a positive. So how do I get 5x squared? Well, 5x and 1x. How do I get negative 9? I have negative 1 and 9, 1 and negative 9. I have negative 3 and 3. Those are my only three options. And so then we just kind of have to mess around with what do we use and how do we use it to get that middle term of 12x. So if I want a negative 1 and a positive 9 here, this becomes negative 1x. This becomes 45x. If I add those together, I do not get 12. So those cannot be my numbers. I could try to maybe move those around. It doesn't mean, again, that that positive 9 isn't an answer. I could put my positive 9 and my negative 1 over here. This becomes 9x. This becomes a negative 5x. Add those together, that is a 4x. So this is not an option. So I'm going to erase that. And we're going to start over. And so we're going to try to figure it out again. So again, if I wanted to try this negative 3. So if I put a negative 3 and a positive 3, we have negative 3x. Then we have a positive 15x. We add them together and I get a positive 12x. And that's what I needed. So that is my answer.